Even more quality of life changes are on their way in another free update.
Have you been enjoying the changes we added in the first quality of life update? Well, there's more where that came from.
In fact, we've got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 major categories of updates on the way to improve your experience.
So without further ado,
Let's get started!
Dodo Airlines has streamlined their customer service experience. After several months of working with you, Orville is now more prepared to meet your various needs. Simply ask for speedy service. Every option will appear without interruption. He'll let you lay it on him all at once and set up everything right on the spot without missing a single beat.
If you don't have any Nook Miles tickets in your inventory, Tom Nook has authorized Orville to redeem your miles for tickets right from the counter. And if you have tickets in your pocket during an island expedition, Wilbur can take you straight from island to island without having to return home first.
Back at home, if you want to see which of your friends have opened their islands, you can check from the departing flights monitor on the left. From there, just speak with Orville to decide which friend you'd like to visit. On top of that, any friends who open their islands will announce it in the chat. While you're visiting their islands, you have full access to the ABD, so you don't have to drag bags of bells onto the plane anymore.
When friends arrive or leave your island, you can now continue playing with minimal interruption. It'll still take a moment to save your progress, but it won't be as long as before. Arrival announcements will now appear in-game instead of on a separate screen, giving you control while your friend is in transit. You can even react as their plane flies overhead.
Having trouble keeping track of your island's guests? Just check your map app. All guests now show up as pips on the map. Be sure not to use it if you're playing hide and seek, though. No one likes a cheater.
And yes, you can now decorate while they're here. And terraform too. If any of your guests are misbehaving, you can quickly remove them from your island with the minus button menu.
You can now run a shop of your very own. By exchanging miles for a vendor's permit, you can open up your own shop on your island for guests to buy your extra things. Redeem your permit with Tom Nook, and he'll give you a stall and a laptop to use as a register. Set up your stall and place your shop register. Interact with it and connect to the internet. Once that's done, you'll be able to add items from your pocket and set the price for each item. That's it! Now invite all your friends to see your cool stuff for sale. Rake in those bells with your own personal shop.
But what if they want to shop while you're not around? While they won't be able to shop at your island by visiting through a dream, luckily, there's another way. Remember the Always On option in the Dodo Airlines app? That'll keep your island open even when you're away. Don't worry. While you're offline, guests can only shop from your stores and will be prevented from getting up to any other mischief. As thanks for bringing business to their shops, your neighbors will even set aside a portion of sales made to your island's guests. Just check with them to see how much you've made. That's it for travel. Let's move on to the next category.
The construction crew is getting used to working on the island, and they've upped their efficiency. You can now easily change the style of an existing bridge or incline. Simply request a new construction project of the same feature type and place it on top to start an upgrade. It'll still cost the same amount, so we hope you paid off all your loans.
You can now move structures only a few spaces over with a single construction project instead of 2. Reconstruction will only take a single day. And if you're moving a villager's home, don't worry, they'll crash at a friend's house while waiting for construction to be finished. And yes, incremental relocation works for both houses and infrastructure. You can also ask Tom Nook to relocate existing construction projects without having to tear them down, just in case you change your mind later in the day.
You can now permanently recruit up to 2 extra construction crews for your island, enabling more than one construction project at a time. These workers will get expensive, so be sure to save up your miles.
Limits on infrastructure have been doubled. Now you can build twice as many inclines and bridges as before. Just in case you start reaching those limits, Tom Nook will let you know exactly how many you already have on your island.
And finally, once you unlock the option to customize your home, You'll also be able to ask Tom Nook to change the color of the airport and resident services. That's all for construction. On to the next category.
Design. These are for all you artists out there. We've added touchscreen support to the custom design app. You can now use your fingers or a capacitive stylus to select tools and create your designs. We know this will help you crank out new designs faster, so we're now letting you redeem your Nook miles for more custom design slots. Let your imagination soar even higher.
Designs can now be flipped and rotated using the Move Design tool. Designs placed with the Island Designer can only be removed in the Island Designer. No more accidentally sweeping up your carefully placed designs. You can now lock furniture. Grab onto an item with A, then lock it by pressing in the left stick. This will prevent you from accidentally moving the item or picking it up.
Finally, we've added some musical adjustment tools to help with composing your island tune. Using the ZL and ZR buttons, you can now make flat and sharp adjustments to any note, no matter what key your tune is in. And with L and R, you can adjust the tempo of your tune. Now that one really slaps. That's everything for design. On to the next section. We've made even more improvements to item management. You can now use your touchscreen while in your pockets. This should help with keeping things tidy.
When out in the world, you can now hold Y to continuously pick up items off the ground instead of tapping it for each item. This also works for weeding and other similar actions. It'll only affect items based on the first one you pick up, so you won't accidentally pick a flower or remove furniture.
You can now set a wetsuit to your tool ring. And speaking of which, the tool ring is now a tool belt. Assigning tools to your tool belt will take them out of your pockets, leaving you free to collect even more items.
Speaking of tools, it'll now be more obvious when your tools are starting to wear out. A warning will appear as their condition fails. But not just one warning, you get 3. So mind that money rock with total confidence.
When your tools do eventually break, it'll be easier to make replacements. Simply press Y while crafting more advanced recipes, and you'll be able to craft simpler ones at the same time. It'll take a little longer to make both items at once, but all good things come in time.
If you still need to gather more materials for your projects, you can now pin them with the DIY Recipes app. Simply press the right stick to pin a recipe's material to the top of your screen. The list will appear whenever you come to a stop and update itself as you gather everything you need. You can pin multiple recipes to the list, and it'll total up the required amounts.
Speaking of DIY, you can now store DIY recipes in your storage. Running out of space? Once you've fully upgraded your home, you can talk to Tom Nook about expanding your home storage. Keep in mind that the more you upgrade your storage, the more expensive it'll get, so save up those bells.
And finally, if you purchase the outdoor storage upgrade from Tom Nook, you'll be able to access your home storage from outside. Simply interact with the boxes behind your home. All of your belongings will be at your fingertips.
Whew! Looks like we made it through all 4 categories of changes. But that's not all. We have a lot of general feature updates too. Check it out. We've got a few changes in store for shopping. To help you save bells, we've made it easier to spot duplicate items using the Nookpedia upgrade. If you have the Nook Shopping app, a new shopping cart icon lets you know if you've already cataloged the item once before. This icon also appears when purchasing items through dialogue. And at the Able Sisters dressing room, floating next to the price for your convenience. Also good to save up? Those Nook Miles, because now you can buy multiple Nook Miles tickets at once. Go ahead, take that extended vacation. You earned it.
Finally, purchasing items from visiting vendors should go by a little quicker. They will now hand off items at the same time that they receive your bells.
That's not all. We've got a few miscellaneous quality of life changes yet to come. You can now hold A to rearrange apps on your phone. As of the recent summer update, you can now hide the camera controls in the camera app by clicking the right stick. When KK Slider is visiting, you can now select a song from your list of registered songs. We've reduced the length of transitions within your home. Travel between your rooms with ease. This works on Harv's Island as well.
Interactions with your island friends and visitors have improved. Isabel's morning reports have gotten much more informative. She will now note the forecasted weather for the day and also any special visitors and vendors present on the island. Need help finding them? You can now call for them. Simply say their name, and if they're outside, they'll answer your call. This works for both visitors and your fellow residents.
That's everything. Whew, we certainly covered a lot of ground today.
We hope this will go a long way towards making your island experience the best it can be.
Oh, when's it coming out? Well, my uncle works at Nintendo, and he said tomorrow, so yeah. Expect the new update to drop tomorrow.
Hey everyone, Nick Ha here. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh.
And this is my cat Taffy who did all the real work. Didn't you, buddy?
I just wanted to give a big shout out to all my stream viewers on Twitch and YouTube. Y'all, these guys straight up watched me for a month and a half, editing this thing like hours a day. I don't even know, man. It's been a long time coming, but guys, we made it. I also wanted to give a big thank you to my voice actors, Maddie, Lizzie, and Kira. You guys are such a pleasure to work with, and I'm so happy to have you on board for this project. I do want to expand this channel beyond, Imagine Animal Crossing, and I already have another video in the works. It's probably going to be about Pokemon, so for everybody who's following me, I hope you look forward to it. Thanks again for all your support, and hopefully I'll see you next time.